Hello everybody, we're going to do an analysis of the Earth and the mysteries of it, and also theories of the hollow Earth, which is connected to really the one that I favor, which is the expanding Earth. And we're going to examine the historical video, which is Admiral Byrd being interviewed in the 1940s, 1950s period post-World War II, where the Cold War has started and there was a lot of military and scientific expeditions around the world, and which is Admiral Byrd's focus in this interview. So I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to interject different ideas that I wanted to talk about, but I am just using this as an example of why some people theorize that Admiral Byrd knew about the hollow Earth. However, it could be just speculation. I haven't found too much to substantiate the fact that he's knowing about the hollow Earth, he's seen the hollow Earth, or that he's covering up about the hollow Earth. So, but I will let you watch the video and you will decide.
Back, and upon the information we get from that undertaking, we will base the bigger expedition that's to follow.
Is that very definitely planned, or is that...
That is being planned right now. So I'm willing to say to you that there will be a number of expeditions that will follow, I think, year after year, to the bottom of the world, because the government has really become interested.
Well, Admiral Byrd, I can understand. I think everybody can, the interest in the North Pole, because it's so near our greatest challenger, Soviet Russia. But why this interest in the bottom of the world? Nobody living down there, is there?
No, it's pretty cold. There's only one permanent resident, that's the emperor penguin. The little ones live further north. I tell you one reason they're interested. It's by far the most valuable, important place left in the world for science. That's why the scientific groups all over the nation are really interested. But more important than that, it has to do with the future of the nation, those to come after us, or even during your lifetime, because it happens to be an untouched reservoir of natural resources. And, you know, as the world shrinks with an ever-increasing acceleration, far-flung places, once useless, like we thought the North Pole was, and no man's land, become very useful. The bottom of the world will be important, not only to us, but to our allies.
I was going to ask you, does it have military importance?
It has some, and as the world shrinks, it will continue to shrink with an ever-increasing acceleration, thus bringing these places closer. And in the future, I can see a time when it will be very, very important strategically.
Well, has the development of air power increased the strategic importance of places like the
very much
Parma
so.
Peninsula, we'll say?
Very much so. Even now, if anything happened and we lost Panama Canal, we would have to control the islands just north of Antarctica, which are part of Antarctica. Then between that and Cape Horn.
I've heard it said that there are 7 continents in the world, and one of them has never been seen by a woman. That's Antarctica. Is that actually true?
Well, if the Palm Peninsula is an island, as far as I know, that's true. No woman's ever stepped foot upon the Antarctic continent, and it's the most peaceful place in the world.
I'm sure that won't last very long.
And on that note, I mean, see, back in those days, you could be that type of sexism, and it was just reality. Who are the tyrannical in this human race? Those roaming around or those at home most of the time? I want to shift focus over to the Google Earth here And I've been toggling back and forth between the South Pole and the North Pole. And if you notice, the imagery doesn't really allow you to see any details of the pole in Google Earth. And and I don't really have any reason for that, but what would be the excuse? I just don't let it be seen. And whoever's controlling Google Earth behind that program in Google, they have specific objectives to keep the information hidden. Now, there could be military reasons, there could be, just reasons of intelligence, spying, which is also basically military also. And then we'd have to get more specific. Well, why? Who's trying to cover up what from the rest of the world? The government, especially the military, just likes to keep its secrets, and that's because secrets enable more control. And we know that. It's the premise of the National Security Act, National Security Agency. But I think there's a fine line that you have to draw. And it comes to science, the scientific expeditions that Admiral Byrd was talking about, is it really for science or just technology and weapons technology? So let's take a look at the video and hear what he says furthermore. And I think something really telling in this section.
I understand now that you're working with the Arnold Byrd company in charge of frozen foods now. How many frozen foods now?
Actually, in the beginning part, it doesn't have anything to do with it. They're talking about frozen food. And the next thing after that will be the weapons technology.
These frozen extremities?
Well, I think the human race can be helped by that. This started out by Dean Arnold, who's a great humanitarian. He went down after 4 or 5 years and finished a meal that we had left there on the table when we had evacuated Little America. Everything was perfect, including the bread. So he got the idea of this frozen bread, and already he sent some to Europe, and it was worked very well over there. So you can store it down in the Antarctic, and against the years, you wouldn't have any people really starving if you did that.
Yeah, so in the event of an atomic war...
Stay there forever.
Notice how the reporter says, in the event of an atomic war. So this was an interview which shows you the mindset of that first decade of the Cold War, which was this whole threat of nuclear war. Now, I think that we have to re-examine that. I think that we may have to gain a better comprehension and a more truthful awareness of truth of what was going on. Now, did the military tell the public, tell the rest of the nations the honest truth? Was it the facts? Was it really a threat of war? Did they have these weapons? Did they actually think war could happen, or were they just saying that so they could gain more power and influence? That's really a huge issue. So during this decade of exploration, when they had finished with the European War, the Pacific campaign, anywhere that it happened around the world, they were able to put more focus and just take the equipment of the military and take the manpower and continue to use the ever-increasing budget to go do other things. So, do we really think it was humanitarian, as Admiral Byrd was saying, his friend Dean Arnold, or are they just cleverly crafting that and fooling themselves and trying to fool the rest of the American public and the world at large? That's what the Hollow Earth people are theorizing. That is the conspiracy theory. So let's take a listen some more.
You speak of the resources of Antarctica. What are the natural resources?
Well, we've found enough coal within 180 miles of the pole in a great ridge of mountain. It's not covered with snow, enough to supply the whole world for quite a while. That's the coal. Now there's evidence of many other minerals.